Herzlich willkommen zu unserer 45. Podcast-Ausgabe Chat with Funky Space. Wir schreiben den Dezember 2025. Ja, und für dieses Jahr ist es einstweilen die letzte Aufnahme für dieses Jahr. Und im nächsten Jahr wird bestimmt wieder eine neue Folge erscheinen von uns. Ein großes Jahr neigt sich zu Ende, auch für unsere Podcasts. In aller Stille ist meine Kollegin Toni am Schreiben der Podcasts in wirklich Wort und Schrift. Ja, ein großes Geheimnis, welches bisher in reinen Worten über den Podcast gelaufen ist, wird sich da nochmal durch Milady, durch ihre Arbeit, durch ihre Intention in einer veränderten Form im kommenden Jahr neu in die Welt hineingeben. Ja, und ich merke neben mir, wie immer, meine liebe Kollegin Toni, und schon kann ich es so nicht mehr sagen, weil sie ist bereits als Milady da. Sie wartet förmlich,
Hallo,
dass
Space
gehört
Radio.
wird, genau, das liebe Space
Hello,
Radio,
Space Radio, hello.
welches sich hier wieder zeigt. Herzlich willkommen.
Welcome back.
Yeah.
Welcome back to your registration. Welcome back also to the news,
Ja.
which I want to tell you, and also the mathematical field,
Ja,
which is
gerne.
opening up for the world,
Yeah.
and which you're in as humanity, and
Yeah.
also which is like I would really like say it a solution for what was and a solution for what will be, which is still not there and which you as humanity are still in. So many things in your world are not going around or round like you would love to have it, like you would be into something which is always good for everybody, nice for everybody, that everything is filled up with joy, everything can be good for the world, for the animals, for everything, for nature. But now it is like the in-between. And I know that your world is looking forward to the year 2026. And we told also, yes, already last year, that we looked forward already to the year 2027, 28. And now I want to let the year 2026 out, 27 as well, 28 as well. And I want just to jump forward to 29 and 30. Now you can say how she can know, or how Milady can know, because it's
Fragen,
in 4 or 5 years, and how somebody can just tell about something which will happen, and you don't have even the clue in your world. Also your science don't have the clue, because everything is in movement. It has always been like that. And you tell about something that some people maybe can say, well, I believe in that, or we believe in that. And some others can say, well, we just let it happen, 2029 and 30, then we will see. But you know, the in-between is something, we spoke already about many things. We spoke about what you're in and where you're in. But I want to give also to the world in the mathematical field what it's coming up also for what you are there. What are you doing also for that time? And what are also the influences in your world? What are also the good things which will happen in 4 or 5 years? What are also the bad things, you know? What you need to learn also, because the world and human beings have to do learning steps. It's not just like to be there and make vacation in your world. You need really to focus also what's good for planet Earth and what's good for the entire world. And what's good also for society and for community. And this is a step which in these 4 years in between, in these 5 years in between, it's an up and down for countries, for humanity, and it's also many things which will happen that you have to learn about it. So when you learn things, it's like a small child. When you burn your fingers, you know what you can't and what you shouldn't touch. And this is like the learning years also for humanity. But I want to go forward that you know what you have learned during that time. But now you can say how can you know? As we always told, you know, there are mathematical fields, and these mathematical fields are open for human beings, or like Milady, which can read these messages or these mathematical inputs. And the mathematical inputs for the year 2029, 2030 are like balancing out nature. And balancing out nature can be something which is like understood in your word, like, well, we want to have nice places where people can recover. But it's not, you know, the nice places where people can recover. It's the nice place where nature can recover and where animals can recover. So this is something which will be like traded up in the upcoming 4 to 5 years. You have in your world countries where you're just looking to establish a different wealthy world, wealthy community, wealthy states.
Ja, das sind wir schon mitten darin oder daran, auch da hinein, ich würde auch sagen, zu schlittern.
Yes, and everything must be wealthy, because wealth is something like something cool in your world. But now nature, with the natural forces, give you just completely a different direction. And this different direction, we talked already about that, is also to learn to go with the steps of nature and to look what nature is telling you. And now it's not that, you know, you are standing up in the morning and you're saying, well, nature is telling me that. It is when you put the focus and with your consciousness, you know the message. And this is what you need to learn in between of these 4 or 5 years, that you understand the message of what is going on, what is coming up, and where you can save animals and save nature. And this is important. Now, why are we saying that? If you don't have a safe nature and safe animals, also human beings are lost in that. You know, you need you call it like, the balanced out of flora and fauna, that you can go on. And right now, when we talked also about that, nothing is going on the right way, because you see it in the natural damage also of floods, which we told, of earthquakes, which we told, of everything which is not going the right way, and also upcoming illnesses, which is not going the right way. Things are showing up, and it's like, you know, the world has its own organism. When a human being has an organism which is not functioning, it starts to get sick. And that's the same thing with planet Earth. And through these 4 to 5 years, it has like to show up, and then the recovery starts. And you need to be ready for the recovery season, let me say it that way. You need to be ready as human beings for the recovery season of nature, for the animals, for what is living on Earth. This is such an important message that you know. And when you don't like trees and you just take all trees away because you needed to do something different, or you say, well, we want just bit bigger streets, or we want just a different landscape because we want more, we want to increase, you know, because we have more people. We always told you will have less and less people in the world, everywhere. So understand that nature needs the place to give you also to go on in your world. Without nature, without the tree, you got bigger problems that you have already now on Earth. And through these 4 to 5 years, it's the nature which will really intend to let you know where are the obstacles, where you have to give a look at it, where you need to think differently, and also to it's like a purpose to nature. It's like talking to nature. What do you need? What do you need? You know, it's like when you talk to a sick person, what do you need? Do you need tea? Do you need a medication? That's the same thing for nature. So we are speaking up about the bringing back the nature atmosphere, that nature can recover, and it's also a recovery for you as human beings.
Ja, das inkludiert das. Ja, das höre ich sehr. Sprich, die Natur ist unser bester Lehrmeister, den wir jetzt zu diesem Zeitpunkt auch, wo die Erde heute auch steht, dieser Globus Erde, der terrestrische Plan, wirklich mit Vehemenz auffährt, damit wir diese Schritte auch eingehen können. Ja, das begreifen und respektieren.
Yes, and you know, your world is like... right now, your earth is just taking, and we spoke once also about that, you're taking all the prime elements, the material from the world, from planet Earth, soil, whatever you can take, you want to take it because you need to go forward with your industrial step, let me say, or with your industrialization step. Yeah. And we talked once that this industrialization step comes to an end because now it is like a step which goes much more into communities living with Earth, living on planet Earth, but with the nature, and to focus so much more for natural things. Everything goes back to natural things. So it is like the efforts which planet Earth have given has given also to give and to bring up prime material comes to it's like a lockdown of prime material. It's like showing showing up. Well, right now you need to look. The planet Earth gets a recovery, and if no, we just don't bring up oil. We don't bring up this, and so you have to focus. How can we go forward as humanity to live without these resources, which was so given and normally for you, but now it starts to stock. Yeah. You know, it starts to stock, and you had crisis in your world.
Yeah. Und egal auf welcher Ebene.
Yes, and it's everywhere. So it's not that somebody just can say, well, you know, we just take it now and we have it, because also through the natural forces, it's balancing out some places. So you need to understand, it is now going into a realization for planet Earth the different way as it was until now.
Ja, es ist eben dieser Dimensionswechsel.
Yes, and gravity as well.
Richtig.
And gravity
diese ganzen Kräfte, die wirken zusammen.
Yes.
Und eben mit unserer Ignoranz, wir kommen nicht weiter. Also wir prallen auf die steinknallharte Wand zu, zerschellen da dran, so wir nicht die Natur eben respektieren und kennenlernen wieder wollen.
Yes.
Also wir müssen lernen, damit umzugehen. Das haben wir verlernt. Da sind wir wirklich verkommen.
It is like, you know, it's like a mathematical field, which is it is like when you go to school in your world, you always want, or you need to learn that you go to upper classes, you know, that you follow a step or to get an academic title. And nature is doing the same. Just to explain it that way, that nature is going up, you know, to get like an academic title that it can, or it will be recovered, and that it can follow also to give also for upcoming generation. Because right now, it is like that the focus in your world is just to take all the time, and you're not really thinking about the upcoming generation. And now we have also the problems that, you know, you're saying, well, you know, they are going and they complain, and they are not, the upcoming generations doesn't want the same step as you have done and you wanted until now. The upcoming generation is more actively in nature, in animals' life and in society and the social way and in the wisdom and freedom way. And this is something which you can hold back. This is something which people need to know. It's something which you can't hold back for planet Earth. This is also the mathematical field, and I know that communities in your world and all these big leaders in your world wants just to go forward with the wealthy state, but this is like
ist nicht relevant.
Well,
in dem Augenblick, wo die Natur so reagiert, und agiert.
Yes, because if today you have a complexity of locations where you produce, the next day everything can be gone because of nature.
Yeah.
So you need to really look at that the quantity of what you had will not be anymore on Earth. And so you have like to rethink how you can go forward. Yeah. It's not to make people afraid, but it's like to give a different thinking on it and to understand the mathematical fields. It's something completely new for human beings that it's like, in your world, astronomy, I don't want to say astronomy, but it is like mathematical fields are shown to understand everything and for everybody and everywhere, and not only for one community, one state, one family, one person. And it's the whole thing, and it's the interacting in frequencies also. You need to understand the whole thing. It's not a download of something. It is to understand it.
Das, was Sie vorhin als Beispiel brachten, ein akademischer Grad, wenn wir den erreichen wollen, das heißt ja auch, ich begebe mich in Gefilde, in eine Arbeit hinein, von der ich nicht weiß, ob ich sie erlange. Das heißt, ich muss quasi immer wieder die Augen schließen und blind durch die Dunkelheit gehen. Ich muss mir das erarbeiten, wirklich im Schweiße meines Angesichts. Und ich dringe in Felder vor, die ich davor nicht kannte. Aber nur indem, dass ich es eben tue und wirklich eingehe und auch den Kompromiss mit mir selbst eingehe, dass ich mich in Felder hineinbewege, von denen ich vorhin oder davor vielleicht nur einen blassen Schimmer hatte. Jetzt, da ich da drin bin, eröffnen sich neue Felder. Ganze Blütenfelder, sage ich mal. Und diese Kraft, das, was Sie eben ansprechen als Intention, auch diese Kräfte des Seins des einzelnen Menschen, aber auch von ganzen Völkerstämmen etc. Wir wollen im Grunde genommen dort hinein, aber wir wissen es nicht mehr. Yes. Also sagen wir, so wie wir es bisher gelernt haben und kennen von uns, nein, dann lieber nicht. Aber das ist etwas zu billig. Wir können so nicht mehr interagieren.
Yes, and and you need to understand it also that way, that going blind through your world, it's the past. It's the past for everybody. So going
wir
blind.
Haben es getan. Im Grunde genommen waren wir blind, ignorant. Und diesen Prozess zu verändern, da verstehe ich Sie immer wieder. Wir müssen wirklich hineinschauen, wirklich hineinhören. Was Sie immer ansprechen, ist das Bewusstsein.
The consciousness,
also, eine
it's like
Natur
the key. It's
zu
the key.
verstehen, ist wirklich über das eigene Bewusstsein, über das eigene Sein und nicht das Haben einzusteigen.
Yes, because you need to understand it also that way. The world itself, planet Earth, it's so many. It's the age of planet Earth. It's very old. What you are as human being, and with an industrialization time of 200 years, it's also just a period for the world. And this is like the period where it comes to the end. And now in your world, you are having a war for that kind of problem. You're making a war for that kind of problem, and everybody wants to resolve it. Or countries wants to resolve it with wars because you think it goes on on like that. But now nature just reform itself, its own dynamic into that. So it is like saying, okay, this country, well, we just close all the oils. It's like you took oil, now we just close it. Now we just can take oil from planet Earth. And you have a water problem there. Well, we will bring you water, but we will take it from another place. It's like regulating itself. For you, it's like a mystery. Many things are happening in the world and also will happen. And for you, it's like a mystery. Everything, it's like why we do have a big hole now, why we do have an earthquake on a place where we never had an earthquake. For you, it's like everything is mystery. When you understand the whole mathematics into that, the whole frequency levels and with gravity, and it's nothing that you can measure in your world. It is really this high it's a high frequency elevation which you need to understand in numbers and in their quality of what it's saying. And this is what Milady is doing. And just bringing you further on and also to go on our society in your word. But you need to understand the messages.
Ja, und ich versuchte es im Anbeginn anzuteasern, dass Milady im Augenblick damit beschäftigt ist, diese ganzen Podcasts zu Wort und Schrift, vor allem also in Buchform, umzusetzen, wirklich zu übersetzen. Auch da drin wird man erkennen, was das eben bedeutet, wie sich das anfühlt, was das Leben sein heißt und nicht das Leben haben.
Yes.
Und dieses Bewusstsein, welches Sie immer wieder ansprechen, welches sich durch die Natur und wie Sie sagen, dieser Planet Erde, der sich jetzt eben auch ganz natürlich zyklisch wieder ändert.
Yes.
Wann war diese Natürlichkeit nicht? Nur weil wir in unserem Sicherheitsbedürfnis so weit gekommen sind, dass wir sagen, wir können jetzt Prophezeiungen machen für die nächsten 10 Jahre, für die nächsten 100 Jahre. Wir können es tatsächlich nicht.
No, because,
es werden Dinge geschehen und es sind bereits Naturkatastrophen passiert, die wir nicht begreifen können, die wir auch nicht handeln können.
And a human being, you need to understand, we talked about that, human beings are frequency. You know, the level of what you are in your world. You have bones, you have blood, you have organs, but you are the same like a tree or a plant or an animal in the form of material, you know. But in frequency, also tree has frequency, also an animal has frequency, a soil, everything, wood, water, everything has frequency, everything is connected into each other, but you need to understand also all the levels of frequency which works together. So you as a human being are implemented in a natural, let me say, package of being something, I need to say it that way, on earth. It's nothing different as something which is natural with a different force and with a different frequency. And now the natural forces are higher in frequency, which is like you always knew in your world that the bigger the animal and it eats the small animal. Now nature is like giving the response of we are bigger than you and we are just bringing, you know, also the efforts that we can survive. So nature is doing the same thing, and the human being is just something small in all that. You know it because you are, they have been tribes in your world. They always respected, let me say, the plan of nature, always differently as you are doing it today. And now it's like it comes back and you are like focused on what you lose, but you're not focused on what you can gain as well. Because the world wants to go forward. They are human beings, they want to go forward, but it is to learn this step to go with nature and to learn from natural events. Important, very important. And there is no region that you can say we have the best science and we have good houses and we have this and an earthquake. Well, it will not happen in that region. It doesn't matter. the mathematical plan of planet Earth is a plan which you don't know. Don't look at what you have in your numbers and in your knowledge and understanding. It is a different one. It is a higher plan.
Ja, sehr, Sie beschreiben das so schön, so dezidiert und es ist wichtig, dass wir das heute aussprechen, meines Erachtens. So wichtig, das immer wieder auch zu betonen. Es ist eine andere Zeit.
And it's a different dimension as well. And gravity, we talk many times about gravity. Gravity has a big influence on what is radiation, or what is electricity, or what is also the levels, and the excuse me, the levels of the natural forces. It has everything a different meaning of what is in your world, and you need to understand that meaning, and you're opening up. There are people there. There is also science which is opening up with that what we are saying to understand. Yes, because the human being's mind, human being's let me say brain to have and to get into information is limited, and we are or what we want to say, it's that we want to speak about we want to speak over the limits of what you have, that you understand everything and the whole thing, and these mathematical fields are so much bigger, so much more influenced now in the upcoming years, that we want to tell you, well, if you want to build something up there, we say no, because in 2 years there will be such a big earthquake, and if you just put all these people and houses up there, it's just not coming to a good end. So knowing all these mathematical terms, excuse me, people in your world survived also because they had this knowledge. But now you are focused so much in what you mean to know, and this is what brings you also difficulties in these upcoming 4 to 5 years, and that's why we want just to look forward, to say also you want to go forward, but you need to understand everything, and you need to understand what does it mean. You need to understand also frequencies in human beings, and also the knowledge in brain, in illnesses. You need to understand the whole thing, and we could talk hours and hours and hours and hours and hours. It is not bringing you an information just only on one thing, because one thing is connected with million things. And this is the understanding, which is like too much also for a human brain, and too speedy up also for a human brain.
Genau, es ist zu hoch die Energie, so einfach. Und sie bringen das immer wieder so bildhaft. Es ist wirklich dieses Looking Forward. Das heißt, das, was wir als Gesellschaft bisher noch anwenden, ist dieser Blick zurück, die Definition durch das, was gewesen ist, durch das, was wir erschaffen haben, was wir geschaffen haben. Aber die Definition bleibt dort hinten. Sie geht nicht in die Wahrnehmung nach vorne.
Just also to give you an example, because we want to work with examples. You have, for example, a good an architecture which is building such a great house, and people are going there because they want to see the beauty of that house. They want to see with material it was made, and to focus on the beauty of the entire element. And now it is just something which is like there for a short period. And for the upcoming generation, it is like not to understand if something from an architecture has been there. It is to understand, because they are more elevated in energy, what shall we make with a place, and what is bringing us the place. So an architect is looking just for the beautiful house, and the further generation is looking much more the way of, is it the right place that it brings, let me say, a good a balanced building for nature, for animals, for human beings. And for an architect today, it's if the building is nice and
fokussiert
good,
auf das Objekt.
Yes, and the further generation is looking for the surrounding of the building, and if it's the right place to build something like that, for example, on that place. And if it's a few miles or kilometers, how you call it, further away, it builds it up there.
Yeah.
Because it is in the balance for and with everything.
Yeah.
And you need to understand this new knowledge as something also beneficial for you, because they have another knowledge. You know, you need to understand it in the possibility to grow also as human beings, and to understand. You do it a little bit in your ears, because you also learned from history, but still not enough.
Ja. Damit etwas gedeihen kann, braucht es die entsprechende Umgebung auch. Also wir können bis hingehen zu Keim und Milieu, diesem Beispiel, wo etwas gedeihen kann und wunderbar sich entwickeln, vergrößern, wirklich wachsen kann, wo nächste Generationen auch sein können, weil wir das Ganze betrachten und nicht den einzelnen Fall, damit es möglichst ästhetisch hübsch dort in die Landschaft hineinpasst. Aber wir haben das Auge oder die Wahrnehmungsorgane nicht geschult. Und das sagen Sie von diesen, oder sprechen Sie immer wieder an von dieser Generation, die kommen wird, die mit diesen Kräften, sage ich mal, bereits implementiert zur Welt kommt.
Yes, and you need to understand also where you build up trees, or where you build up, let me say, especially natural elements. Let me say that some places are like, how I should say that, through gravity, there will be also, let me say, a new elevation of what can grow somewhere. We talked also about that once. Also, African countries will just get a different flora and fauna because of the different gravity, which will change also weather condition, which will change water condition, which will change soil condition, but also where you had until now places where trees growed up like so normally will get problems, you know. So you need to come back also to rebuild and to put more, let me say, really, let me say that way, oxygen in your world, also to rethink that oxygen can be there, because you need oxygen in your world. You need this, let me say, you had right now the Amazon, places which you just took nearly everything away. And reforesting is something which is needed, but there will be other places where you need to put trees as well, and many and much of them, because you need more oxygen in the future. You need, as human beings, you need more oxygen through also the continuing. You had already now in the country of Africa, you had a volcanic eruption, which since many years it didn't come up.
Richtig.
And now also the eruption of volcanic activities will be different. So also the oxygen levels need and will be different. So you need to understand, and that's why, you know, it's not an hour to talk about gravity, because you need science to understand what we want to say. And you need to understand the whole natural coming up differently as you knew it until now. And this is not just 1 hour of talking. It has so many inputs and issues you have to go through and think differently, because it will show up. Now you can say, wow, Milady is working many years already in that knowledge of these mathematical terms. And that's why you need to understand the whole thing. It's not what you have in black and white.
Oh yeah.
It's important because what you need is more oxygen in the future as well. Ja.
Das haben Sie bereits auch in einem vorgängigen Podcast sehr, sehr genau auch beschrieben, was das bedeutet. Ja, weil wir uns das ja nicht vorstellen und denken können. Wir haben bisher nur Raubbau betrieben.
Yes, and these times are over because it's, and also the next generation. The next generation, it's not in that, because it is like, you made so many things wrong as human beings. It was in the mathematical field, but it was like always more and more and more. You never knew when it stops. And now it comes like through nature to a stop, through an automatically stop. And this generation upcoming is like resolving the problems, not like you have done it until now.
Absolut,
they are doing it differently because they knew from what you had, it will not be a sane world. It will not be a sane planet Earth. Yes. Yes, it is also to comprehending what you are in now. You know, you're at the end of 2025, and we talk now about 29 and 30. So it is to understand what you are going through and what you need to learn also in this. You, like a child, you need to learn something also from planet Earth. Yes.
Oh ja.
Ja.
Und gerade dort ist wie so unsere Quelle des Lernens überhaupt.
Yes, yes.
Also da,
it comes just to a different. I would say it like that. The world or planet Earth comes to a different occasion to be healed up, to gain again. You didn't have the same problem 200 years ago like you have it now. So what caused it,
Richtig.
And planet Earth has also its own plan to say we want to be a healthy world, and we want to go forward also for next generations. And now we just have to make a stop in that. Yes. So this is like it is like also a fortune that planet Earth is reacting on that. So you have children, you have grandchildren in your world. You want to give them something, but not that way that you have lived until now, because it will not work. It will be shown by nature that it doesn't work.
Yeah.
So this is what we can tell you also for the upcoming years. It goes now to the end of the year 2025, but that you understand where you are in.
Das ist
we just bring
Geste,
you, and it's like that we are always take the chance also to get these seeds and to plant and to rethink natural plan, and not, because as we always told, there will be less people in the world, less and less. Everywhere. There's no place, no country. Don't think and don't look on your black and white statistics.
Ja, auch die, langsam gibt es da eine Kehrtwende.
Yes, but it was, we told it already about many times ago, many years ago.
Wo das als solches gar nicht niedergeschrieben war. Das ist so.
Yes.
Aber mittlerweile ist auch diese Aussage, man erkennt, wie gewisse Länder nur schon anfangen, da irgendwie im luftleeren Raum sich zu bewegen, weil sie erkennen, dass es da keinen genügenden Nachwuchs gibt. Also, und auch die Überalterung, die wir so irgendwie in unseren Hochzeiten erlebt haben, dass das nicht per se gegeben ist. Also
it will never be that. The world, planet Earth, will have that quantity of human beings, what we have right now, and it's never again. So it is really also the focus on what you're building, on what you're destroying, on what you're taking from nature. And now nature is just taking everything back, so that you understand that the damaging of natural forces, or also to show you just think differently, because it will never be like that again. But when you hear it, when you can understand it really, that it gets into your brain and into your knowledge, you can understand it also different and accept it. It goes also through acceptance that nature gives you the way for it.
Ja, und in eine Interaktion.
Yes.
Es ist nicht die bloße Bewertung, die wir zurzeit so kulturell eben noch uns anmaßen als solches. Und das ist es nicht, sondern es ist wirklich, wir sind Bürger von dieser Erde, dürfen es sein. Also, was ist unsere Tat? Dazu? Ja, und wir sind diesen Plan angetreten, als dass wir zur Erde kamen und hier leben. Und wir können uns hier nicht einfach bedienen wie im Selbstbedienungsladen.
It's not the plan of human beings, it's the plan of nature. And this is something, when you are conscious enough, you can accept it. And when you're just egoistic enough, you will never accept it, but you will see the consequences of it. Because you see, if you have a street and you want to go to work and it was there today and tomorrow it's just gone by because you have floats, you need to understand it that way, that nature shows you what's too much. And this is difficult to understand, but try to understand
so
it.
Es ist unbekannt. Und eben in unserem Sicherheitsdenken und Bedürfnis und auch in unserer Kultur haben wir das nicht so verankert. Wir haben es tatsächlich vergessen, aber das ist ja kein Grund, die Dinge auch wieder neu zu begegnen. Darin liegt eine enorme Chance. Als Gesellschaft, als Erdenbürger.
Also human beings before you needed to learn their steps with nature and through nature and everywhere in the world. So it's not that you can say in your world, because it is like that some places and some countries got a little bit, took a little bit too big comfort in to be comfortable in something that you say, well, it was like that, it doesn't happen. But now nature just show different ways, and you need to accept it, because you can't just sit there and do nothing.
Und ich meine, go with the flow, gell? Wir wären auch wieder da thematisch. Das ist die Chance, die Situation auch zu begegnen. Und eben, es ist nicht nur eine Akzeptanz, sondern es ist ein Ja und ein Ja dazu. Das ist das Leben pur. Es ist unser Leben per se. Nur haben wir es für einige Zeitaugenblicke institutionalisiert und befestigt und wie soll ich sagen, daraus Sicherheiten abgeleitet. Die gibt es als solches nicht. Und das Leben ist die wahre Sicherheit, wenn es um Sicherheit geht.
Yes, and the industrialization time of producing, it is, let me say, it is not, it doesn't enter that way in this new mathematical field.
Richtig,
es ist vorbei. It is over.
Es hat geendet.
It is over because it goes more into the natural producing and to go much more with nature than with this industrialization time, with this focused on everything which must be artificial as well. And but that's the learning step that you have to do. And as I told before, some children learn very quick and in the quick way, and some needs a little bit harder learning steps in that. And that's what we want to say. But you all can learn, you all will learn, and you need also to go forward with it and to understand it and to accept it, that it will be different. And well, we send you also many seeds and think about reforesting the world, think about oxygen. It's very something important for the coming years.
Für jegliches weitere Leben auf diesem Planeten Erde.
Exactly.
Und ich verstehe ihre Saat, die sie aussehen, die sie uns senden, auch uns zukommen lassen. Es ist
it's a Christmas gift
ja,
for
richtig.
you in your world.
Genau, ich sehe es auch so in vielen Paketen eingepackt und es glitzert und es sind die inneren und äußeren, das innere und äußere Saatgut, welches wir bedenken dürfen und auch heute müssen.
Yes, it is important, yes.
Diese Menschheit und eben auch die Natur weiter auch beleben zu können.
Yes, I say thank you very much with lots of seeds of a great green world and with let me say, a high oxygen element for you as human being, and for a good let me say, going to the end of this year and for a good starting for the next year. Think about nature, yes, and think about your next generation as well. Well, so I say thank you very much, my dear. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.